Hello there again, and welcome back to another video concerning this here, the new PAB box. Now, I have immortalised the Pick-a-Brick Cup for 15 years of my collecting Lego, and probably will eventually do the same for my PAB box. Perhaps in another 15 years I'll do the same. They'll definitely have something new by then, because this by no means is perfect. It's been worked on a long time and is actually quite good for what it does, but as you pointed out in my last video with the PAB box, where I think it was the first time I picked it up and I was comparing it to the Pick-a-Brick Cup, there are some difficulties with the box that perhaps the cup didn't have, mainly with the actual lid here, which I might be struggling to open, but does open a lot easier than the PAB cup, and especially with the sticker on it. Once that sticker is gone, this is just a lid. There is nothing to clip it in. I will be getting to some improvements I would make to this box. There isn't a lot, but stick around to the end so you'd hear my take on what I'd improve in the next version of the PAB box. And as you can see, I'm still using my PAB box for all my masonry bricks that aren't currently used in a build in the Lego Sea. I've even got some of the Mos Eisley domes here that I have taken apart. If you haven't seen my Mos Eisley diorama, it is getting quite popular on Rebrickable, and I've suddenly seen a surge in views, so thank you so much if you are checking out my other Rebrickable mod. But I've been using this for about a month and a half, coming up to 2 months. It's near enough 2 months, close enough that I'll be using that in this video. And as you can see, it doesn't look in the best quality, but when you actually look at the bits that look a bit worn, of course, when I packed my box, I packed it a bit more than the box could take, so you can see the actual fold lines to where I packed my box. It's a bit higher than it is. You can actually get bricks 6 high, but for the purpose of this video, we'll be testing it out with bricks that fit inside the box 5 high, and just seeing how worn and torn this box will probably get in the next few years. Now, of course, we don't truly know until the few years are up, so you'll have to stick around. Be sure you do subscribe. Only this many of you are subscribed, so let's get that rounded to the next 10 by the end of the week, because I appreciate all of you that do subscribe and have really big plans for the next few milestones. So make sure you are subscribed going into this video, and just stick around to see what happens to my PAB box. This is my only one I've got so far. I do hope to get back to a Lego store sometime soon, but to be honest, the PAB wall isn't changed too much. These masonry bricks are always great to get, but if I'm going there for masonry bricks, I just don't think it's worth it that much when I've got all of these still lying around. I could probably make 3 buildings out of just these alone. Well, and a few of my other bricks, but as I said, I filled it a bit too tall, which you can do with the boxes. If you were to get another row of bricks, you can see the fold lines, they still shut just like the normal box would. They only shut to about this far, which I guess as long as you can still get a sticker on. But if you've got a kid, if your child has perhaps filled a box, that sticker's removed, and you were to flip it, you can see this box does not hold up. See, look at the mess that I create just for content for you guys. And another problem I've seen mentioned as well is when your bricks are like this, just jumbled up, and trying to squeeze them into the box. If people are trying to overfill them, you can see right at the front of the box. Let me just make sure I can get a quality close-up for you. That front is bowing out, and that will be a problem with a lot of boxes, of course. That's bowing out. If you've got any studs or really anything that's a plate height at a sort of 1x2, 1x4, any of the lightsaber blade elements, they are falling out. And if you don't have a tote bag or one of your reusable bags with you, the Lego bags are paper. If there's a hole in the bottom of them, you could lose some of your bricks. It's not the end of the world for sure, but also all you have to do is then catch that box. Perhaps there's something else in the bag, and that's going to quite easily tear, and just the more it bows, the weaker the box gets, basically. So that's not good for a Lego box. I think there really needs to be some sort of latch here or something just to hold it down. We'll get onto that towards the end of the video, but between the lid being a bit loose, and I guess there is these tabs that stop bricks coming out of the side, which is quite nice. Of course, you won't want to fold these tabs down. If you have these tabs folded down, and if I can remove Mos Eisley domes, I can perhaps show you. Once the dome is, the tab even is folded down and these masonry bricks are out of the way, you can see that when the lid closes, there is absolutely nothing protecting that gap there. And again, all it takes is to bow, and there's a nice spout for all your bricks to pour into your shopping and into the rest of your bags. Obviously, I think the best thing that can be done about this is to bring your own containers and either find a container that this box can go in, or have a plastic bucket. Perhaps you even have some PAB cups of your own. Bring them, leave them in the cart, leave them in your shopping bags, and when you're coming out of the Lego store, once you've paid for your bricks, transport these into the cups. Now you will need about 2 pick-a-brick cups to each box, especially if you filled them like I have here and been very efficient. For any bricks and that, I'd recommend 2 PAB cups to 1 PAB box. Put them in the cups, and obviously the cups have the clip-on lids or any other plastic containers, any sort of lunch tubs or other sort of Tupperware that you've got lying around. Just bring them to the Lego store, whack your bricks in them after you've gone to the PAB wall, and just make sure you clean them afterwards before you use them for food or something else. But the biggest problem, I think I've given you enough tips about PAB boxes. The rest you can work out for yourself without damaging any Lego bricks. So we'll get into the improvements. I think the first one is the scale of this. As you can see, if I line up these tan bricks to the back of the box, the tub doesn't actually fit a Lego system. There is about half a brick, maybe even 2/3 of a brick gap towards that end there. You could definitely squeeze a brick in there if you were to like twist it, but even then, it's an odd amount of bricks. You've actually even got an extra, there's not really any wiggle room in there. So if we were to count it, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 studs. There's not many bricks that will add up to 23 unless you flip them on this side, I guess. But even if you were to flip them on your side and maybe have one row that doesn't quite line up, which fair enough, some people might want. We've got 4, 8, perhaps 10, and then we've got an extra stud there. So really you're gonna want to have what, a stack of 5 or 6 1x1 bricks. I don't remember the last time I saw 1x1 bricks on the PAB wall. Perhaps even studs or plates would fit that gap. It's not nice when you're collecting Lego. Most Lego bricks are even numbers just to make building Lego a lot easier. You do get some plates that are 1x5, 1x3, but they're very rarely even on the PAB wall. Clearly this is done by Lego because they know most people will just not fill up the extra row this side, the extra row on the other side, and it just gives Lego bricks a bit more space to fall out, to move around, and just to rub each other the wrong way. As I said, you don't want your bricks too loose in a box because it will just lead to messes you won't want to clean up later. So the first thing I want to see from these PAB boxes is actually a little bit more space, just that extra stud on at least one of the angles. It doesn't have to extend it by a stud on both sides, just one of the sides to have a stud more, perhaps the thinner side here. This will be the easiest for Lego because you're not getting as much Lego. If you extend the stud out this side, look at all the other bricks you can get. This side is probably the easiest to extend, and that just makes it so much easier to fill up. Most people are going to be stacking their bricks now, and especially with the height, you can get away with 6 bricks tall because of the box only being a fairly flimsy cardboard. It's sturdy enough to hold the bricks, but you can bend it which way you want. And as you saw with the bowing of the box earlier, it's not the strongest material, nowhere near the PAB cups. And the second improvement, so the first one's definitely going to be extending it by a stud. The second is some sort of latch on the front here. There's got to be some sort of, just a little bit that sticks up here and can be slotted in just to hold this side down. I get that they're using some more eco-friendly stickers now to stick the box down. There's actually a special sticker for these boxes, and They've just disregarded all the tape they had for the PAB cups. Honestly, not the best eco-friendly option there, discarding it, but hopefully a few of the smaller stores are still using the tape for these boxes and just using up what they've already made rather than just throwing it away. But I do think there could be a tab on the box here. Fold it in. Okay, it's going to wear down over time, but it will get you out of the Lego store and also means that they're not wasting any other materials. Perhaps even 2 tabs on the side here if you're really worried about the box coming out. But they only put the 1 bit of tape in the middle. You can actually see where the tape of mine has been put. It's been put right on the side here. And in tearing it off, it actually ruins the box more than a tab would. So it just make it last a bit longer. And when it comes to the bottom of the box, I don't think there's really any improvements. They have completely considered any Lego escaping through the bottom. So it does surprise me a little bit that they haven't put a tab on these boxes. It'd only be a little bit more cardboard just to stick out here. And again, a little hole cut in there. You could probably even make one yourself if you wanted to. Get an extra bit of cardboard, or if you have an extra one of these boxes laying around, cut out a bunch of different tabs for your other boxes, and it's a great way of storing your bigger parts of Lego. I definitely look to be getting a few more of these and keeping them for the bigger bricks. You can see I'm already storing my giant dome pieces in there. They just really don't fit anywhere else, and especially when I've got my drawer sorting system, these usually keep the masonry bricks standing upright so it's easy to get to. Don't worry, I'll be sorting this out after the video. I'm actually somewhat on top of sorting, at least when it comes to all the bricks I use in my videos. I tend to put them back straight away, which is much easier to do. If you're ever trying to design something through Lego, I do recommend trying to tidy it up after you've finished with a piece, because otherwise it gets way too hard. But as I said before, Lego is never truly fully sorted. So I'll add this onto my rotor, and hopefully there is a few more improvements to come soon for the PAB boxes. Again, they have just rolled them out, so I don't suppose it'll be this year. At soonest, probably the end of the year or starting next year, we'll see a few different designs if they are going to choose to redesign any of that. Of course, people have had problems for over 2 decades with the PAB cups being round, being the shape they are, and the only time Lego changed it was for an environmentally sustainable solution. So I am proud of Lego using all these cardboard and paper bags and boxes instead of the plastic cups and bags that we used to see. Hopefully it rolls out a bit wider as the years go on, but for now it's definitely a start, and hopefully the box will see some improvements in the near future. Let me know down in the comments what you want changed about the PAB boxes. I can definitely see why people have problems with them. They're definitely made to benefit Lego rather than us, but there are a few pros to the casual Lego builder as well, so it's not all bad news. So drop a like on this video, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, may the bricks be with you.